Welcome back to the Popcorn Perspective. It's your host, AK and Jay. AK, we have so much to go through. We got the whole Tudum marketing campaign,
Yeah,
we got Stranger Things, we got Squid Games, we got Frankenstein, we got Wednesday, and so much more. Where do we begin? What's this whole
I,
Tudum thing?
I think we should begin at that itself. Tudum. What the hell is this? Like, have you ever heard of the Netflix Tudum until like literally 2 days ago?
I mean, I've heard it when I watch Netflix. It's like
Okay,
Tudum, but
yeah, but the
besides that,
actual
no.
yeah, the whole time, the whole marketing interesting, but they really should have explained what Tudum was, because I thought it was just gonna be like a concert. That's like they said Lady Gaga is gonna be there. Like I thought it was gonna be like just a live concert that Netflix was
Right.
doing. I had no idea it was gonna be a big marketing drop of like shows, news, casting updates, and all everything in between, trailers and all that.
Would it be nice to know?
Yeah, because I could have actually been keeping an eye on things versus just getting it all at once and then being kind of late to the game. But hey, I enjoyed what we got though.
Yeah, we got a lot of really, really good updates. So why don't we start with the biggest update, right? Stranger Things. Dude, it's been an eternity since the last season.
Whew.
And now I think they're what, 80 years old, some of the youngest kids?
I mean, the fact that Millie Bobby Brown is married now.
She's gonna have a kid. Like, I mean, what's going on? No, I'm kidding.
I know. I'm just like these kids are. They were
Not
supposed to be
kids.
they were supposed to be elementary kids. Like that was the whole point. It's like elementary kids who are like being like the Goonies or like an old '80s young kid adventure. Now these guys are adults. It kind of, I'll be honest, it kind of takes away my excitement for the show. I enjoyed
It
it when you had a
does.
bunch of kids doing kids things, but now you're gonna have a bunch of 25-year-olds like our age, like you and me, like our age people, like it doesn't have the same drive, I feel.
Right, I totally get it. And I think the heart and the charm we had from season one and two definitely won't be there in season five. So I do hope the narrative does take itself serious enough, which I think they did the previous season. I did
Yeah,
enjoy
season
season
four, the little
four.
bit I remember, it was dark. It
It was.
definitely was more adult, but another issue with these big time drops. Do you remember season four all that much?
No, and actually that's why I want to get into this whole three drop thing that they're doing. So we get three drops of this. We get the first drop, which is November 26th, then Christmas Day and New Year's Day. I'm guessing that big gap that we get between November and December is mainly to drive up the interest because people will probably watch that first one and it'll probably leave them on such a big cliffhanger that it will draw in more people to probably go watch season four more, to get in more subscribers, to finish off the last two. So I'm guessing that's why they're doing this. I know you're not a big fan of it. Do you want to explain a bit why?
It's idiotic. I understand if you want to drop it, like if you have it done in arcs where every three or every two episode is this contained storyline that grows into the overall story of the show, kind of like what Andor did or like Arcane has done in the past with Netflix. Um, or if they want to release it all at once, do that. Or if you want to say season four or season 5.1, 5.2, release an equal amount. You shouldn't be doing like I'm releasing 4 episodes on November 26th, 3 episodes on Christmas Day, then 1 episode on New Year's. That's the definition of like breadcrumbs. You just drop in the breadcrumbs. You just drop it all at once or drop it weekly. It just because let's be real, there's so many shows coming out, so many movies coming out at usually towards the end of the year. Between November 26th and Christmas Day, there's a high percentage chance I'm going to have finished like two or three different shows at that point. I'm not going to remember what happened, and I'm not going to go back and watch an hour and a half long episode. Like that's why I won't watch season four. I love season four, but each episode was like an hour and a half long. I'm not going back to rewatch that. So
I totally
I
get
think
it.
it might
And
kill my excitement for the later half, the Christmas Day and the New Year's episodes.
I totally get it. And I think there's a really good chance that this is gonna really mess it up and it's gonna be really bad because Netflix for their historic um run has done a terrible job at ending series in my opinion. A lot of series have really got off the cliff. But my hope is that the Duffer Brothers are good enough of storytellers, which I believe they really have been very good directors and showrunners, that we will get a good send off for the crew. And
But
that's my
that
hope.
means
I like to be optimistic about this,
But that
but
means you would
I'm with you.
also
I
hope
think
that
it'll probably be
Netflix
best.
doesn't. Yeah, but my biggest concern is like I feel like you say that, but other shows you talk about Netflix ends roughly or badly, they always start pretty good. It's Netflix. I mean, if every show ends poorly on Netflix, it's Netflix's production. They're overbearing towards the end. They see all this money coming in, so then they want to like double down on the money they got from season one, two, and three. So they're gonna make it structured in such a way where they think they're gonna make as much money, but it's gonna upset the fans because it's too much, I guess, too many hands in the kitchen. Just let the Devil Brothers cook. So I hope Netflix has
I get
no
it.
interference with this show. I hope it's all the
Totally.
Devil Brothers, no Netflix interference.
I totally get it.
Yeah,
And I think I can only go based on Stranger Things. I do feel Duff Brothers have had creative liberties that maybe other shows
it
haven't had.
seems like they have.
Um,
Yeah,
because I think the amount of detail they try to put into every episode and
oh, it's
every
a very
scene,
smart show.
it it is. And there does seem to be a lot of effort that goes into it. So I'm just really rooting for them, and I'm really hopeful. Man, come on, I love David Harbour. I loved him in Thunderballs, and I love him in everything. Millie Bobby
I
Brown,
loved him in
such a talented
Hellboys, and the
actress.
Hellboy movie
Yeah,
sucked. He was a great Hellboy.
yeah. He
Yeah.
was an excellent Hellboy. So I really want to see them working. Like I want to see
Oh
this
yeah.
ending
I
well.
I love the show. I adore everything the show has done from season one all the way to four. I think it's a brilliant show. I just these long breaks in between seasons. It's hard on
It
the
kills momentum.
the normie consumers, not
Yeah.
the geeks who like watches everything like we watch it. Like I wish I had that much time because I want to rewatch the show. I just don't have time to rewatch an hour and a half per episode. So
I'm with you.
yeah, it looks great.
Um,
The trailer looked amazing though. I'll give it
it
that. The
did.
trailer looked
It did.
fantastic.
It really did. Should we move to a show that actually has come out pretty quick and the season two and three basically no
Yeah.
difference.
This is how it should be done. Maybe not to this extent, because I do believe this was supposed to be one full season, they broke it in half, which, like I said, that's what y'all want to do, Stranger Things, break it into two seasons and just release it like like one big batch and then a month later the other big batch or 6 months later or however you want to do it, whatever. Like Squid Game season two and three has done. I think season two ended during Christmas time, if I'm not mistaken. I think it ended, I think like the winter holidays of 2024. So like literally 7 months, 8 months later. That's pretty good timing. I like that. More of that. Like
Totally.
you didn't see season two though, did you?
So yeah, I actually haven't seen season two just yet. But it's so season three is coming out in June
Yeah,
27th.
27th.
So later this month. So I'm gonna catch up with Squid Game season two so that AK and I can review this third season for that.
Yes, yeah. Season two was great. It actually surprised me. I had no anticipations coming into it. I thought it should have ended at season one. I still believe it should have ended at season one. I'm glad it's ending and not overstaying its run. I'm glad it's ending at season three and not doing a season four, five, six, seven. I know there was rumor for spin-offs. I hope they don't do spin-offs of the show. Concluded it and ended because it is a fairly great show that I don't want it to be, you know, overdone, beaten to the ground.
Right. My assumption is we're probably gonna get spin-offs in the form of different countries. So maybe one
Yeah,
in
that's
South
what
America or
yeah.
somewhere in South America. Maybe somewhere in
They've
India.
mentioned America. I've heard they've mentioned talking about Europe, and I was like, no, like, I think it's great keeping it as just a one-off organization doing a shady ass thing. We don't need this shady ass organization to be spreading every other country, every other. It's just because then you kind of
True.
oversaturate the market of Squid Game,
But
and I think
what's
the reason why it was
better?
so good was the shock factor.
True, but what's better having an anti-capitalistic message become capitalistic? There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, no, that is true. I mean, look, Netflix has already had a Squid Game competition reality show, so they've already monetized the shit out of the Squid Game name.
I
So,
know. I know. The irony.
um, but I mean, I guess moving on to something both you and I have very little, I guess, knowledge of, but we have a lot of anticipation for. the Frankenstein movie.
True.
That
True.
looks fantastic. Holy shit.
Dude, it's
Guillermo
Guillermo
del
del
Toro.
Toro, and that guy's so good. He's so
Talk
mind-bendy, and I love him.
I mean, talking about Hellboy. I mean, the first two Hellboy movies that he's did, fucking amazing. And we've had two or three Hellboy movies since has never came up to that level. So he knows his dark horror. He knows how to handle his aesthetics, and
Yeah, and
he's
people
a wonderful
hated
filmmaker.
this movie, but I loved it. Pacific Rim, that's my jam. I love it.
People hated it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not all people, but like
I
it's one
the
of those
second
like easy
one,
to hate.
the
And he didn't
second
do
one
the
was
second
pretty
one.
bad. No, no, yeah,
No,
the
he
second one
didn't.
was pretty bad. The
Yeah,
first one was fantastic.
yeah, I love it.
I
Like
love that.
kaiju's and robots. It's like, what's there not to love? It's so fun.
It was a stupid action movie that was just so much fun.
So
But
more than
who else
anything,
in this
it's like
movie? I mean, we have Oscar Isaac, Christopher Waltz, and then Jacoby Elordi. I don't know who he is. Do you know who Jacoby is?
yeah. So Jacoby already, I
Elordi?
think he got popular with what's that Zendaya one? Euphoria, I believe.
Okay, is he in that
Yeah,
show?
I think he's
Okay,
in that
got you.
show. So I think it's gonna be a pretty big break for him
But
on the big
if I'm not
stage.
mistaken, I think he is playing Frankenstein
He
monster.
is.
If I'm not mistaken, he's playing the
Yes, yes.
monster. Well, Christopher Waltz is playing Frankenstein, correct? Or is
Oh,
it Oscar
is
Isaac?
it Oscar Isaac? I don't know. I looked at the trailer and it seemed like Oscar Isaac is the
It
one
seemed
who's
like it,
actually
but I feel like Christopher
Frankenstein.
Waltz would have been a better mad scientist. I feel like he would have been a fantastic pick for Frankenstein.
I don't
But
know, man. I think from the
I don't.
trailers, Oscar Isaac
It
would be
looked like
great.
Oscar. I don't know. He looked great. Yeah, everything, the costume design, the set design, everything looked beautiful, and it's shot fantastic. Oh, I can't wait for
It
this
is,
movie.
and it's got that gritty feel, and it's, oh, I love it. It
But
looks so
I
good.
I have one minor complaint. This is a theater movie. This is not a Netflix movie.
Agreed.
And I know when this movie was first being pitched in Hollywood, Netflix outbid a lot of companies for it. Is she okay?
I'm pretty sure. No, man. Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
no,
Crazy dog. But like this movie, the amount of money and budget behind it, the amount of work done, Guillermo del Toro's like crazy mind, this should have been a Netflix movie. This should have been a theater movie, and I kind of wish
agreed.
Netflix does a theater release, but it doesn't look like they are.
They should. And you know what they should do? Prime does this as well. So Prime will release a movie that they've produced in theaters, but then they'll give their Prime members first access to get the movie, and they'll even give them discounts and stuff. Like some of those movies you can go watch for free that Prime does. So Netflix
Okay.
should do stuff like that that kind of rewards us subscribers who've been there since the very beginning.
Yeah. Or maybe just have like a partnership with like AMC or like Cinemark, like one of the big movie companies, and we can link our Netflix accounts with that Cinemark account or with that AMC account.
Right.
So whenever we buy a ticket, it Netflix will be like, "Oh, you used it? Cool. How about we'll provide you some kind of benefit, some kind of discount
Free
in the future,
popcorn or
or
something.
free
Just
popcorn. Yeah,
something. Yeah. Just
we'll get you like
anything.
a free meal at the movie theaters or something like." That way it could be kind of pushing you to go to the theaters, which is something that I know
Yeah.
like Tom Cruise is doing a great job at doing right now, is that big push
He
to go
is.
back to theaters. Because the movie industry is hurting. So I feel like Netflix should
Yeah.
take advantage of like these ideas or these tactics to get people into seats. Because if I'm not
It
mistaken,
benefits
still,
everyone.
well, it's not even
Yeah.
that. Apparently, Netflix movies can't be nominated for Oscars because they have to be in theaters before to be Oscar nominated.
Know that. Okay.
So, I mean, do you not want to have? I know there's been a couple of Netflix movies, if you've noticed, had like a small window in the theaters, like a week or two. It's just so they can get that
Okay.
qualification to get Oscar
I
noms.
see.
Just do the same thing for this. Like, I don't know why there's no talk right now. From all I've heard online, it's going to be straight release on streaming day one. And it kind of sucks because I feel like this movie, especially you talk about, it could have been like his big break, Jacoby Elordi. I think you would, especially for your big break, you want that to be a big theater moment.
Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
it could just be a big break for us because we're We might not know the guy. Maybe he's a big
I mean,
deal.
yeah. Maybe he's already had his big break, and maybe we're getting our first take. But one way or another,
Uh,
I'm watching it. If it's in theaters, I will buy a ticket and watch it. If not, I'll be up in popping some popcorn, rolled up at home with the dogs, watching a movie.
I'll be up at home watching the movie. Yeah, that's it. So
But
moving on to
yeah,
something
another
that
show.
I cannot wait. They actually showed what 6 minutes of it on
Oh, did they
YouTube.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, I need to watch that.
Wednesday
Okay.
season 2. Now, let me get to the bad part first before we get to the good part. They're breaking it up in two parts. The first part is August 6th, and the second part is September 3rd. Why? Why are we doing this? I hate this so
Come
much.
on, Netflix. Didn't I just rant about this like 10 minutes ago? Do I
It's a
need to
one
rant
month
about
break.
this
Why?
again? Like, if you really think the show is not done, and if that's the reason why you're not releasing it all at once, like, oh, we still need to do some editing, maybe some behind the scenes reshoots or some touch ups, just release it September 3rd all at once then. Or
Yeah,
just
we're not
do
asking you
a
to come August 6th. Who's asking for it?
like or just do a weekly release. You know, if you do it like a weekly release, you wouldn't have never had this issue with, oh, we need to catch up for the last couple episodes that were just filmed last or to get the editing done. That's what they used to do on these 22 episode long shows that are released yearly. Like my younger sister right now, she's watching Lost on TV on Netflix. They each season I think was like 20 episodes long. Besides like season
Jeez.
4, I think that's like during the writing strike that happened in '08 or '06, whenever that strike happened. But 20 episodes, and it came out every year. Why are we doing 8 episodes every 3 years? What happened to 20 episodes a year? Like,
Not only that, dude, it's
I just doesn't make
you know a
sense.
company that actually learned it and hasn't done it, as far as I know, is Amazon Prime, right? Like they did it for Invincibles, where they broke it between the two, and people hated it, rightfully so. The next season, they didn't do it. I'm like, yes, thank you for listening to the customers, because I mean, we're watching your shit. It's like
Yeah.
I think we know what's
And what I
better
like
for us,
about
not you.
and what I like about Amazon Prime is they have, and same as HBO. We'll get on HBO in a second here. But um, they release it weekly. Every week is a new episode. I like weekly because in between episodes, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of theories, a lot of community building. There is. You go
Okay,
on
yeah, I get
Reddit, you
it,
go on
but come
Twitter,
on,
you have a
man.
lot of. Wow, you like watching it all at once. I know you like the binge,
No,
right?
no, no. I think everyone has their niche. Netflix has their niche. It's binging. Release your shit so we can binge it. That is your purpose.
Yeah,
Stay in your lane.
I'm just saying, if they were trying to get away from the binge cycle, because that's what it seems like they're doing, right? By spreading things out or like trickling down the droppings, but like just release it all at once or release it weekly. Like stop this
But
part
they
one,
got
part two.
popular
Stop this.
because of it. Why are
Well,
you
what I'm
trying
saying
to
is,
change?
yeah, if they're trying to change, that's what it looks like. Is that they're trying to change it, then release it, weekly. But if you're not trying to change it, and you're just don't have faith that you guys will get it done on time,
Yeah. I
then just
guess
postpone it. I'm okay.
Wednesday
You
is
guys,
also one of those where I'm like, it. I don't think Wednesday is a show that I need to theory craft that much. I'm gonna
yeah,
watch the
yeah.
entire thing and give you my opinion on it
No, I
because,
agree. Yeah, Wednesday is a
right,
show that is a bingeable show. Stranger Things, I think, would be better weekly.
agreed. Yes, totally agree with that.
Squid Games is a binge show. I think Squid Games works better as
Exactly.
a binge. So like
Yeah,
I agree, there are some shows that can benefit from the format of binging or weekly, but at the end of the day, Netflix figure shit out. Pick an angle. Which one do you want
yeah.
to do and just stick with it. Like
You
stop
can't
this.
half this, half that. Like, come on,
Yeah, it feels very half-assed and it feels very lazy. Sorry, but
man.
Tudums.
Okay, this is what they're gonna start doing with movies, aren't they? We're gonna release 30 minutes like today and then 30 minutes next week. It's like, why?
Oh, you know what they started doing already? Apple TV, I think it's the first network has done this so far that I've read about, but they're doing patchwork. So like when you're playing a video game and like, hey, there's
What?
a new patch coming out because we're gonna fix some bugs or
Oh,
address some
come
issues.
on.
So with the show Mythic Crest, They canceled it, I think, after the third season, which kind of sucked, or fourth season, because I actually enjoyed that show. It's a pretty good show. Cheesy, dumb, fun, comedy. But they ended season four on like, this weird will they, won't they cliffhangery thing, but then it got canceled. So then immediately when they announced the cancellation, Apple TV came out and said, and next week we're releasing the new ending for season four. And we're like, what the hell? So and they just took that scene out and just like spliced it differently. And I'm just like, y'all just
Oh
did a
my
patch on your
gosh.
show. Just so get ready. It's gonna happen. I think they did the same thing for Endgame. When Endgame was first coming out on theaters, the first like day, some theaters had like a rough cut. Like some of the CGI just looked kind of janky. And then like
Oh
a
my
day or two
gosh.
later, every theater had like the proper cut where every CGI was flawless. And I was like, yeah, exactly what you said. Get ready. It's coming.
That's so sad. Anyways, let's get back to the good stuff. All right, so
Yes.
Wednesday, season one, I loved it. I loved all the characters. I loved the quirks. Um, how are you feeling about season two? Season two seems like she's going a little bit more outside of the school.
Which I like.
It seems, yeah, it seems like there's gonna be like the serial killer that she's trying to tap into and like find the serial killer. So it seems like it's gonna be a little bit more broad, and I don't know. I think that's really enjoyable. That seems
And it
good.
looks like they're bringing her brother in for a slightly more larger role, which I like, as he
Right.
was quite fun in his minor scenes. He had in season one. I'll be honest though, same thing I have with Stranger Things, because I think this show came out what, 2.5 years ago now. I really
Right.
just don't remember what happened, and the same issue with Stranger Things is going on. Jenna Ortega filmed season one when she's like maybe 18 years old. She's like 24 years old now.
Gosh.
Like
Thankfully,
the
she
whole
looks young.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
same with Millie Bobby and all of them. But
And side tangent on just age. This is an issue I have with the Harry Potter show that's coming out. They just announced the castmates for not castmates, but the cast for the Harry Potter trio. Hermione, Harry, and Ron. They look perfect. They look great for the roles and all that. I can't wait to see what they do with what they're given. But if HBO releases a season every other year, these kids are gonna be 30 years old by the time they graduate Hogwarts.
oh man.
Like, 'cause that's it.
Um,
That means it's gonna be a 7 season show, unless they do eight. They want to split up season seven like they did in the movies. That's 7 years.
uh,
That's
hot take. I'm not
yeah.
in it. Like I don't think I'm gonna watch it in your show.
I'll watch it. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll watch it.
It just seems dumb. Like, what's the point? You got the movies. They're
I
still great. Why
I
don't we
think
just
the
tell a whole new
reason
story?
no
Let's
the
tell a
reason
whole
why
new
no
story.
I'm 90% sure the reason why they're rebooting the whole franchise is because of how bad the Grindelwald series did to the name of the Harry Potter world.
Okay, fair, but you know what? We could have gone and told a story about the originators of Hogwarts, like
It would have been a
Ravina
fantastic TV
Ravenclaw.
show.
Yeah, like all of these
Dude.
guys, Godric Gryffindor, whatever his name is. Like that would
Yeah.
have been so freaking awesome. Like
'Cause
imagine seeing that.
I literally do think they are rebooting the whole franchise literally just because of the bad will that franchise did, and that kind of makes me mad because I enjoyed that franchise. I know people hated the Grindelwald series. I liked it, but
There were parts of it that were
I hated
okay,
the third
but
movie. I love the second movie.
yeah,
Let me rephrase that. Second one was
yeah.
fantastic. Third one just
I
went
love
nowhere.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And
The
yes,
first
the
one was
second
great. Yeah.
one was also, I thought, really good. Um,
The
yeah,
third
the
one that
third,
wasn't. Yeah. I only saw that one once. Yeah. But I guess focusing back on Wednesday, we had that
yeah.
side tangent again. No, it looks good. I can't wait. Outside the whole split and the whole 2.5 years, 3 years per season, I'm excited. I enjoyed season one a lot. Curious to see where they go with the character and the show.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I'm wondering, do they have an end in mind, or is it kind of just we'll make it when we feel it kind of thing?
I feel like this is the kind of show you
Because,
can just go off like viewership. Oh, the viewers are trailing. Okay, we can just call it like next season will be the end. Like we'll just
right, right.
because at the end of the day, it's a spin-off of the Addams Family
Out of
show.
family, yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was like more of a sitcom. I never watched the Addams Family, so if you have, let me know if I'm mistaken. But it's more sitcom-y, right?
I didn't watch the original, but I watched the animated one.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just for it's just fun, you know. It's just
Yeah, and
it's a weird family doing weird shit, which is just fun.
exactly.
And that's why I like this whole aspect of her going into the real world, is because when you do weird shit, but in normal world, the money it creates is far greater, and you get to see the reactions, and that's more fun, in my
And
opinion.
we had a season at the school, so we know, you know, the magic, we know the monsters and all that. Now we can actually have fun with it, explore the real world
Yeah.
with the knowledge we've known from season one. Now it's not gonna be a shock to us. Now we can just like watch it and just enjoy the shit out of it and just
Yeah,
vibe with it.
exactly. Now
But I
for a
think
big movie.
yeah, wow, this looks fantastic. Wake Up Dead Man.
Okay, what do you think it is? Because I'm taking a totally different, like what I'm thinking it might be. I'm curious. What do you think? Because the trailer doesn't give much away. So what do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know. For the first time though, it does not look like this is based on a bunch of rich people.
It doesn't. You're right.
No, which I like. It's a different, and I think 'cause it seems like there's a couple of priests and like a couple of like police officers investigating like a. I'm not sure if it's like a religious cult or like some kind of religious something's going on like a religious. It's some religious themes aspect going on. And I'm not sure where they're going with the
Absolutely.
religious. Yeah,
Right. So it's coming out December 12th. And yeah, I also got those same vibes, like the biblical sort of vibes. And yeah, it's like, is it a priest? Is it a pope? Is it a cult? And I'm
because I
super
think
stoked about it. It looks really
because
good.
Josh Brolin is in this, isn't he?
Might be. I need to check the
I don't know, the
cast.
cast list was huge. I remember when they were like flashing it to the screen. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like all this, like the cast is big. Let's be real. I think this is the best Daniel Craig series, like and or like continuing role. Better, I like him here better than I did in as Bond
It's
because he's
hard to
having,
say
but
because
he
he is
because I
such a
feel like
good
with
Bond.
he is, but I feel like with Bond is he's just very, very straight faced, very, very serious. With this one, you could tell he's just having a blast. He is acting his
I can
ass
see that.
off, and
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
could tell he's just enjoying every second he is. And I know with Bond, he said he didn't enjoy filming. He said it was it was tiresome. It was a lot of a lot of work, a lot of like tiring days, a lot of long hours. Which I mean, he's like he hated being. He's like I'm 50 years old doing all this heavy workouts every day. He's like I hate it, but you could tell here he's finally like he's just zen. He's just chilled. He's just vibing. He's just having a good time, and I enjoy watching him just vibe.
So I can see on that aspect, you're absolutely right. And I'm not even arguing that
Yeah,
Knives Out hasn't been one of his best or most entertaining ones.
memorable. Yeah, Wills.
Yeah, I'm just saying I freaking love Bond because he's actually one of my most favorite Bonds.
Oh, really? Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, for sure. So
Maybe we can work into a video here soon. You and I could talk about, I guess, our favorite Bonds or just go into like the whole Bond universe as a whole. I feel that'd be
oh,
kind of fun.
absolutely, absolutely.
You know, let us know down below in the comments if that's something you guys be interested in.
Yeah, maybe we could revisit the Bond series. That'll be fun.
That'd be fun.
I
I
always
like that.
enjoy watching them.
Oh, definitely. They're always fun. But yeah, this movie, Knives Out Mystery, the third movie, another issue I have, same as Frankenstein, it is going to be just a Netflix release, but it looks great.
It
It
does. I
it
cannot
looks
wait.
great. I like the mystery, and I still think the first one is the best one that we've gotten.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
Glass Onion was great. It was fun, but the
It wasn't
first
my
one was
favorite.
even better.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I hope this goes to more of the grounded stuff because the issue I had with Glass Onion, I felt like it was a little too out there in theory or in
Yeah.
concept. Which was fun, but I hope this kind of tones it down, kind of grounds the universe a little more.
Yeah. The first one, I thought the characters, I really was rooting for Ana de Armas's character, and they were just characters that I really enjoyed.
I mean, there's a moment I
Um,
was rooting for Chris Evans' character until we realized,
yeah,
no, he was just a
right?
total dick the whole time. Like, that was just who he is. Like,
Chris Evans, though, after Captain America, has been loving playing a dick, and I love it.
I mean, that's what he used to play beforehand. That was his bread and butter. In the early 2000s, from like Scott
Yeah.
Pilgrim to Fantastic Four, yeah, he's only played dicks. And he plays it so well.
He does. I think he enjoys it. So it's like
And the thing
it's
is from
awesome.
all accounts, from everybody's like personal experience one-on-ones with Chris Evans is like he's like such a nice, humble, wholesome dude, and he just
That's
plays these like
hilarious.
douchebags so well, and I'm like, how? But no, I can't wait to see what happens. I think Jeremy Renner's in this as well.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty juicy cast. I think let me see if I could pull up the cast list here, because you could be shocked with some of the names. Okay, so we got Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close. So she's back. She's in this. She was 101 Dalmatians. She plays Cruella de Vil. So she's in this. You have Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott. Isn't that? That's not okay. That's not that. It was on mine. Andrew Scott. I don't know who he is, but Kaylee Spaney. She's up and coming actress. She was in Civil War last year. Thomas Hayden Church. He plays Sandman from the Spider-Man movies. So I mean, it's a pretty good cast list.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. I really enjoyed
No,
this series, and it'll be fun. You just
who do you
wanna.
think is dying? I guess who's the dead? I guess who's dying?
I'm I'm kind of thinking it's gonna maybe be slightly like Da Vinci Code, so we might get a priest or some high figure that dies. Yeah,
Because I mean,
or fake death. Let's say a fake death. I'm gonna predict a resurrection. Hmm. Hmm.
I said grounding the universe, and that's probably the exact opposite of grounding the universe. But I mean, it could be interesting. We'll see. But I guess outside of the whole Tudums Netflix event, was there anything else Netflix had that you want to talk about outside the 5 or 6 topics we mentioned?
Oh gosh, no. I know next year they're gonna be releasing One Piece, the live action, the second season. If you haven't seen the first season, definitely watch it. It's actually really fun. It's
I've
very
heard it's
enjoyable.
fun. I've heard it's
Yeah,
fairly comparable to the anime. I guess
right.
as honest as it could be.
So I haven't seen the anime, so I cannot say yes or no to that.
You
But
tell
I
me you
will
haven't seen
say,
like 1,500 episodes of a show yet?
unfortunately, no, I haven't. I guess I'm not a true anime geek. But um, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed season one. Characters are quirky. They've got their own personalities, own ambitions, and
I
it's fun.
think I saw the first episode, but I don't know why I never continued. But
Okay.
I liked it. I enjoyed the
Yeah.
first episode. I think I was like busy last year when I was about to start watching it. I got distracted and I never continued. So
I
I'll
get
definitely
it.
go
Yeah.
back and watch it. It's definitely a show that's on my list.
Yeah, but you have
Yeah,
something, right, outside of
yeah. I guess
Netflix?
outside the world of Netflix, I mean, Amazon Prime, they released the trailer to the second season of Gen V, the boys spinoff, and oh, it looks fantastic. It looks like it's picking up exactly where the boys left off and where Gen V left off last season. Um, this show in this universe that Amazon has built up, the boys universe, they are doing something that no show and no movie, like it's something that Avengers level, like MCU level of like continuity mixing. I mean, you have two shows that are like airing separately, like different time period, different years, whatever. Something like Walking Dead kind of wishes they did a little better, but they intermingle them so perfectly. Like, there's no question. Like, oh, why are they here? Like, they shouldn't be here at this point. Like, they should be elsewhere. Why are they not here? We're watching like the new MCU. Like, where's Spider-Man doing all of this? So where's
Right.
here, everything for the most part kind of lines up perfectly fine up to season one and what happened during the last season of The Boys. And then The Boys is ending next season, so this is the last season of The Boys. So I'm kind of curious to see if this is going to be the last season of Gen V, or are they going to continue with this show as its main focus point here on out. So
Damn. Okay.
great show though. The Boys is fantastic. If you have not seen that, watch it. It's like an anti-superhero slash superhero show. But fantastic show. Just want to say RIP though to Chance. Unfortunately, he passed away at the end of season one. Fantastic character in the show. I wonder how they'll address the actor's passing, considering he was like a fan favorite character in the show itself and a
Yeah.
fantastic young actor. So, sad to see, that he can't return to this universe. Just curious to see how I guess Amazon's going to handle that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they decide, hopefully it's done in a very respectful, uh,
Definitely.
mature way.
The trailer definitely made it seem like they're going to use this as a plot point, which usually I'm kind of sus about when you use someone's death as a
Hmm.
plot point to further a storyline. That's something that I've always just felt kind of weird about a show when they do that. So I'm hoping it's not used in that manner. It's more just the way the trailer was cut. We'll see. I'm
Yeah.
excited though, because yeah, have you not seen this? It is a fantastic series, and the
Yeah, I need
universe
to
is
watch this.
gritty.
I haven't seen it.
It is overly sexualized and overly gritty and overly like when they say it's like Deadpool level of maturity, like language, violence, gore, and like humor, but it is so like grounded and like so like realistic. Yet it's not. It's such a weird like yeah, but it's good. Great show. Great show. And
And
I have a question for you. So what is HBO called right now?
is it called like Max or something?
I thought it was HBO Go.
Oh, is it just Go?
Or maybe it's now.
Now, that's it. You got it. Right on the nose.
Like, come on. Like HBO Go now, like now it's just HBO Max again, which is a name that y'all had like 3 years ago. What the hell's going on in that company? Goes
Oh
on
man.
behind closed doors.
They should just make it a joke at this point and
Well, they
just keep
have
changing
the
it.
whole
Yeah.
the whole entire Twitter account like was just posting memes for like every other like movie or show they had. We're like, oh, and what's your name again? Or like whenever like a character was asking a question, they're like, yeah, we call ourselves now. Like they were just on it. Like their marketing team was hilarious, but
That's
it
hilarious.
doesn't really, it's funny, but like, why? You went from Mac, like, and I said this when they first changed the name from HBO Max to Max. Nobody's going to call it Max. HBO, when people think HBO, the home box office name, they think good TV. They think Spartacus, True Bloods, Game of Thrones. They think Westworld. They think, um, Downtown Abbey. They think all these like big, high productive, high, like
Yeah.
beautifully directed shows. No, when you think Max, I think of a dog. What
There's
is
probably a movie actually called Max, which is about a dog.
probably. So like when you step away from the brand that made you successful, I said that 3 years ago. They're gonna come back to the name HBO eventually. They have to because they're gonna realize nobody and their mom is gonna call it Max. Nobody knows what Max is.
Any
So I'm
bets on what they're gonna
glad
call it next?
HBO Next.
HBO.
HBO Next. That's the name. It's
Oh my
HBO
gosh.
Next. Um, and
HBO
I think
Plus? I think I can see
they
that.
probably already done that. Oh man, it's so stupid. And I think this whole name change and this comedy and all this was trying to hide the blunder that they're doing with the whole Game of Thrones universe. Not sure you heard, but Knights of the Seven Kingdoms has now been postponed till next year.
Wasn't it coming out this year?
It was supposed to come out like last month.
Oh my God, dude. So they're done
This show,
production.
this show is completed production almost a year ago. They filmed it a year and a half ago. They edited it all within the last 6 months for it to get ready in the springtime of 2025. We're about to hit summer. I think I think borderline spring somewhere at this point. So a whole year push makes, I'm not sure if I should be worried about the show Knights of Seven Kingdoms. I think this is showing me that House of the Dragon season 3 is going through a lot of issues.
Hmm. Well, you know what they say, reshoots typically make things better.
Yeah, isn't that what Marvel has been saying for the past 3, 4 years? And we've seen how their track record has been with the reshoots.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I'm not sure if this has to do with George Martin. So I remember last year you and I talked about this, so we had a video on it. George posted on his Not a Blog website. He's a blog called Not a Blog, but he basically explained how upset he was with the way House of the Dragon season 2 went. He said he
Weren't
loved
we
the
all?
yeah. He said he loved the first 2, 3 episodes. He said everything was fine, and then somewhere in between episode 3 onwards, it just took a nosedive. He's like,
Yeah, it
they
did.
completely yeah, which sucks. And George was mad, rightfully so. This is his project, you know. And apparently, he tried working with the showrunners, and they just didn't want to listen to what his decisions or his choices that he wanted to make on the show, so he kind of stepped away. But in the same blog post and multiple blog posts since, like he just kind of stopped mentioning House of Dragons, but he's been hyping up Night of the Seven Kingdoms like no other. He's been saying like this is a true adaptation, like this is a one of the best, closest adaptations anyone has ever done to like any of my books. Like he's digging into House of Dragons without saying House of Dragons, but you don't say like this is the best adaptation I've ever had. Like this is the best like characters come to life. Like he's in love with the
Yeah.
set like Knights of the Seven Kingdom show, and I feel like this could be either two things. HBO is listening to George and they're working with him to get season three fixed, or HBO is pissing George off right by postponing the show and then ultimately postponing season three just to either have him, stop his contract with HBO or like let them just like walk out of the room, and so
Jeez.
HBO can have
I
full
hope
control.
that's
I'm
it.
not sure if this is like an HBO playing hard like for George or George playing hard for him or they're working together now. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it sucks because the Westeros universe and the books is one of my favorite book series of all time. So it's kind of sad to see them like completely just butcher it over the past like 3 years. So I don't know what
Yeah.
Apios is doing back there. And on top of that, like the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is about a little kid, King Aegon, who's like a 7-year-old bald-headed kid traveling the Seven Kingdoms with his protector. This little kid is going to be like 20 or 30 years old, same issue with the Harry Potter castmates. Like by the time season two comes out, this kid looked so perfect for he went the whole 9 miles. He shaved his head bald. Like this little kid was so dedicated. He
Poor
didn't want a bald
guy,
cap. He
man.
said he wanted to be Egg. George Martin was so happy with that decision. Like he's like, this is Egg. Like he was like George like looks at this guy like he's Egg. Like George was so happy with the cast choice and everything. I feel bad for that little kid, and I hope the show doesn't disappoint, and I hope season two comes out quickly after season one because, like I said, by the time season two comes out, I mean season one comes out, they would have done filming the show almost 3 years ago.
Ah, man, that sucks.
Yeah,
That
and
really
for like
sucks.
kids age a lot faster. If he's a 7-year-old kid when he filmed it, he's going to be about 15 years old, 16 years old when he filmed season two. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to look
Unless
vastly.
they're willing to get the shooting done now,
That's what I'm
but
saying. If this is what you're doing, shoot all, because they said, I think George confirmed this is going to be like a 4 season show. It's a short series, like 6 episodes, a season, 4 seasons long. Because the books are like 250 pages. It's a very short book. Each one is. So I kind of hope they just take this full year, just film all 4 books, just get it all done now.
hmm.
They did that with Lord of the Rings. All 3 movies were done in the same day, like not same day, but like the same filming schedule.
No, yeah, for sure. But that's why Lord of the Rings is one of the greatest trilogies ever made, and nothing has
Exactly.
ever come close.
Well said. Well, anything else? I know I ranted a little bit there for the whole
Nah, man,
HBO
I feel your
stuff.
pain. I don't even like I bring the whole Game of Thrones after season 8 has just like put me off. So it's like
Yeah.
your passion, I feel it, and it
Well, considering
sucks.
I loved season one for House of Dragons, and I convinced you guys to watch it, and you guys enjoyed it, but you guys didn't care for it as much, and
Yeah,
then you guys were
season
kind of
2 just killed
disappointed
it for
with.
me. Oh my God, it killed me.
And I will go ahead and say season two has some great moments,
I think the
but
first
there
four
was
episodes were good. After that, it was just pissed me off.
well, they made a lot of just stupid decisions. Like they decided to make the Team Green into like complete genocidal monsters, and they decided to make Team Red, like Team Black, like the true heroes. Versus in the
Right.
books, the books was biased to a point, but like the whole point of it is there was nobody good on both sides. Like both sides are just shitty family members. So like the
Yeah.
moment you the showrunner Ryan Condal, like you could tell he loves Team Black, which is why he's writing on a Team Black perspective. And the moment you input biases when you're writing a show that's supposed to have no biases, it's a civil war at the end of the day. There's going to be bad people on both sides.
Yeah. That's
It's
definitely
kind
a
of
issue. It's not my biggest issue. I think there are far more issues.
that was my biggest issue. I know there's
Yeah.
further issues, but I think that is the backbone or like the thesis of that the storyline that we the Dance of the Dragons that whole storyline, the thesis behind that is like, you know, the Civil War was caused due to two horrible people.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I hope this they don't disappoint me, but I've been disappointed multiple times by HBO over the past couple of years, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right,
Um,
dude.
yeah.
I got
Anything
nothing.
else you want to talk about?
Nah.
Nah. Well, I guess Tudums.
Yep. All right. Peace.
I see you guys.